Hello again, everyone. I've got a NPNG Plus 1974 replay game here. My National League 1974 replay has reached August the 4th on the schedule, so a little over two-thirds of the way through. Here are the current standings in the National League. In the East, the Pirates are leading a close pack of pursuers. Phillies 2.5 out, Expos 3 out, Cardinals 3.5, and the Mets 8.5. Mets probably don't have much of a chance to catch all the teams in front of them. The Cubs bring up the rear at 13.5 out. The Cubs actually led the National League East for most of the first 2 months of the season before faltering. The National League West has been pretty much a two-team race, as it often was in the 70s between the Reds and the Dodgers. The Dodgers actually won the National League West title in 1974 by about 4 games or so over the Reds. But they trail by 4 here in the replay. Both teams have been red hot. The Reds are 75 and 35, really playing better than they did in real life. As you can see, their actual one loss at this point in the real life season was 66 and 44. So they're 9 games better than they are, and the Dodgers are right at where they were in real life. The Braves are pretty much right where they were in real life as well. The rest of the National League West is out of it and just playing out the string. I've got a game between the Dodgers and the Astros today from Chavez Ravine in L.A. Let's go ahead and pull the game up and we'll get started on that. This is the games of August the 4th, and I wanted to show you NPNG's new board reader that they've come out with. There's lots of interesting things on it, but this gives you some kind of an introduction. Then the main screen is where the game is played. They've added a game log, which of course the game hadn't started, so there's nothing on here yet. But this is the game log. It gives the log and player cards of the pitcher and the batter, the boards, the rosters, card stats, and lineups. Really, the main screen is the main thing to look at, as well as the game log. They've also added this little scoreboard here where you manually input the score of the game. But I have Stratomatic that keeps score as well, so this isn't as important to me right here. But Jeff Zahn gets the start for the Dodgers, a rare start. He's only pitched 22 innings this year, but as you can see in real life, he pitched 80 innings and had a very fine 2.03 ERA. The Astros will lead off with Greg Gross in right field, Roger Metzger at short, Cesar Cedeno in center, Lee May at first, Bob Watson in left. Johnson it will be catching, Doug Rader, third base, Tommy Helms at second base, and Dave Roberts, the left-hander, will be pitching for the Astros. For the Dodgers, it's Davey Lopes, Bill Russell, Jimmy Wynn, Steve Garvey, Ron Say, Joe Ferguson, Tom Paciorek, Steve Yeager, and Jeff Zahn. Let's get underway here. Greg Gross leads it off. Gross is hitting 280, below his real life season totals, but as you can see, he's perfectly matched his RBIs already. Homers, 0, and triples. He's got time to catch up on his doubles, but he's already matched his RBI total for the year. All right, we click roll, and we get a roll of 42, and that's a 9, and that's a single over short. So Gross leads off with a single, and he is on at first. And if I click game log, you can see that it has Gross's single there. So it keeps a running tab of the game log. Roger Metzger will be next. I'm going to bunt him, try to give the Astros an early lead here. And that's a successful bunt down the first baseline. Gross is to second, so he's in scoring position with 1 out. And the next batter will be Cesar Cedeno. single, and a sacrifice. Cedeno is hitting 294 with 21 homers and 73 RBIs and 39 swipes. So, fine year for Cedeno. Here's the pitch, and the roll is a 14-30. That's a fly to left. 2 down now. And Lee May will be the batter. May is hitting 280 with 14 homers and 54 RBIs. 26, that's a 13, that's a strikeout, and that will end the inning. The Astros failed to score in the top of the first. As you can see here on the game log, gives a running total there. Here is Davey Lopes leading off. Lopes hitting 292 with 43 swipes. He's only hit 3 homers when he hit 10 in real life, so he's a little behind on that, but he's already outdone his triples and closing in on doubles. Lopes fouls out, 1 away. Bill Russell will be next, and he singles to left center, so he's on. Foul out, and Russell single. Russell's hitting 309, and that single will push him over 310. Here's Jimmy Wynn, 273, matching up with his 271. He has 77 RBIs and 28 homers, so he is matching up very well with his actual stats. Here's Wynn. The roll is 56. That's a ground ball to second. The 13 usually a strikeout, but Dave Roberts, K1, hardly ever strikes him one out. It turns it into a ground out instead. So runner in scoring position with 2 away for Steve Garvey, who is hitting 20 points below his real average, 292 with 13 homers. Let's see if Garvey can drive him in. And he does. Singles and scores him. So 1-0 Dodgers. Make the score there. And I'll bring up Ron Say. And Say singles to right. The runner goes to third. If he's a P, he holds up. But Garvey there is an N instead of a P, so he motors to third. 2 down, runners at the corners for Joe Ferguson. So single and single. Whoops. Need to give Garvey an RBI there. There we go. And single. Alright, here is Joe Ferguson now. And he walks. Bases are full for Pachoric, and he flies out to end it. So we go to the top of the second. The score is 1-0 LA. Bob Watson will lead it off. Watson's already hit more homers than he actually did. He grounds out there. Cliff Johnson will pop out. So a ground out and a pop out. And then Doug Rader. 2 balls twice, that's a walk. So a ground out and a pop out and a walk to Rader. Here's Tommy Helms. Look at that average, 340. He only got 102 more at bats to meet his actual total. So he has really outperformed, one of the highest outperformers in all of the replay. Here's Helms, and the roll is 56. That's a 34 flyout. That ends the inning, and the Astros do not score. Bottom of the second, Steve Yeager will lead it off, hitting 276. And he pops out. The pitcher's on, grounds out, so pop and a ground, and Davey Lopes grounds as well. So a pop and 2 ground outs, and we'll go to the third. Dave Roberts leads off. Foul out. Greg Gross singles, but then he's thrown out trying to steal, so 2 away. So we had a foul out and then a single and a caught stealing. Roger Metzger with 2 outs pops out to end it. So Metzger is down, and we go to the bottom of the third with Bill Russell leading off. Russell singles again, so he is another outperformer. Look at that average, 311, and his single, that'll push him to about 312 or 313. Here is Wynn, Jimmy Wynn, second in National League in home runs behind bench by 1. And he grounds Russell to second. So one away for Steve Garvey, who singled in a run his first time up to give him 70 RBIs. Garv grounds out and Wynn holds, so 2 away for Ron Say, still runner at second base. And Say grounds out to end it. Say's inning 258. Here's CC Cedeno, top of the 4th. LA leads 1-0. Cedeno flies out. And Lee May. And that ball is hit deep and gone. A home run for May. That is Lee May's 15th of the year, and that ties the game at 1. So we'll make that 1 apiece here in the top of the 4th. Next batter is Bob Watson, and 36 is 27. That's a ground to third, 2 away for Cliff Johnson. Cliff Johnson has good power. He's hit 6 homers and 92 at bats. And he flies out here. Well, that'll do it, but Lee May's home run ties the game at 1. Here's Joe Ferguson, bottom of the 4th. Ground out to third. That's 1 away. And Tom Pachorik will be next. And he grounds to first. 2 down for Steve Yeager. Yeager popped out his first time up, and he flies out this time on a 26-44 fly out to center roll. That ends the inning. And 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Doug Rader will lead it off. And flies out to left. 1 down, 14-30. That's a fly out to left. Tommy Helms, 24-29, bounces back to the mound. That's 2, so fly out and a ground out. And Dave Roberts will be next. Roberts grounds to short to end it. So we're halfway through. 1-1 is the score. Down here we have our pitcher stamina, 26 batters faced. Zahn has faced 18 so far. For Roberts, it's 28, and he's faced 17. When that goes over their stamina, they get tired, and their numbers drop here. Their base hit reduction numbers will start reducing. Jeff Zahn will lead it off, and he pops out to third, 1 away for Lopes. Davey Lopes fouls out and grounds out so far in the game, and he walks here. Bill Russell, 2 for 2, hitting 313 now. And ground ball 6-4-3, and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 5th. We'll go to the 6th, still 1-1. Here is top of the order for Gross, who's 2 for 2. Gross has averaged up to 283. I bet he ends the year over 300. And he flies to left this time, 21-30. And Roger Metzger, the roll is 63. That's a 31 fly out to center. So 2 flyouts for Cedeno, who singles to keep the inning going. So fly out, and single for Cedeno. Here's May, who has struck out and homered. And he strikes out again. Maybe he'll homer again next time. Going to the bottom of the 6th, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for each team. Jimmy Wynn leads it off. And that is a walk. Wynn walks a lot. As you can see, 108 real-life walks. Steve Garvey will be next. Let's see, Garvey. Might want to hit and run here. Let's see what happens with Garv. And it's ground out to the pitcher, but that'll advance the runner. So it's 1 away. Win in scoring position for Ron Say, the Penguin. Say at 257. He grounds to first. That'll move the runner to third now, but with 2 away. And we got Joe Ferguson. Ferguson has been underachieving, 222, 30 points under his real-life average. His home runs are down a little bit as well as his walks. So not a good a year as actual for Ferguson, and neither Dave Roberts, the pitcher, either. His ERA is almost 3/4 of a run higher than it actually was. He's giving up way more hits and innings pitched than he did in real life. It hadn't struck out hardly nearly as many either, and gave up way more homers. That probably accounts for the ERA difference, or a good portion of it. See if Ferguson can drive this run in. And he does. He singles through short, but he tries to go for second and gets tossed by the left fielder. But that'll end the inning. But the Dodgers take the lead. That is a single, and he's out trying to advance. So 2-1 LA. Here's our game log. I've got to change that score to 2-1 LA. And that'll change it on the next time there. 2-1 LA as we go to the late innings now. 7th inning. Here's Watson leading off. That's a fly to center, 46-44. Cliff Johnson singles over short. And that'll bring up Doug Rader, who is down in his power this year and his average, so he's another one that has underachieved. And double play, 6-4-3. So that will end the inning, but it also will bring Zahn right to his stamina point. Roberts may have one more inning in him. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Pachorik will lead off. And that's a ground to third, one down. And the next batter will be Yeager, who's 0 for 2. 33-66 is gone, and that is Yeager's 5th home run of the year, and he needed that because he's been way behind his power numbers. So that will make it 3-1 LA. So Steve Yeager pops one out of here, and it's 3-1. I'm going to go ahead and pinch hit for Zahn since he'll be getting tired. Jerry Royster just pinch ran. Look at this, Rick Auerbach, 411 on the year for 73 at bats. He's already matched his real life at bats, but that's some hitting right there. Lee Lacy, let's save him. Let's go ahead and bring in Manny Mota to pinch hit. Mota hitting 214 on the year, but he's only had 28 at bats. So we'll bring Mota up here, and he's pinch hitting, and he flies to right for the second out, and that'll bring up Lopes for 2 outs. Nobody on. Davies 0 for 2 with a walk, and this time 33H 21-6 is a double. They're starting to get to Roberts now. You try to get one more out. He'll be pinched hit for next inning. He's reached his stamina total. Here's Russell, and he flies to right. That'll end it. So a homer by Yeager, and we're going to bring in the Iron Man, Mike Marshall. Marshall will try to close it out with a 2-inning save. Let's see, Mike Marshall here. Marshall there. We got to change his numbers, hit numbers. All right, Tommy Helms will lead it off. Marshall pitched 208 innings. I pitched him 142 already, and we're in early August. So I'm going to try to get him to that 208 total. He's already lost more games than he did in real life, and he's only won 7. But he saved more than he already has in real life. He's not pitching as well, easily not pitching as well as he did in real life. He's going to surpass his walk total, and he's already surpassed his home runs allowed total. So not as dominant in the replay. That might be one of the reasons why the Dodgers are behind the Reds in the standings. There's still plenty of time to go. Tom Helms will lead it off. He is 0 for 2. And not any longer. He is 1 for 3 with a double now. I see doubles. And just like that, Houston has something going. Got a pinch hit for Roberts. We got Milt May, lefty. Milborn is a good lefty switch hitter. Actually, it says he bats right. Wilbur Howard's only hit 216. Gallagher's a big pinch hitter. But he's only hit 088 and 57 at bats. Let's bring in Milt May to pinch hit. If we need a catcher, Edwards can catch. All right, Milt May is going to bat for Roberts. The runner at second. 63 is a fly out to center. Runner holds. LeMay flies out. Here's Greg Gross. And Gross walks. So we have runners at first and second with one out. Tying runs are on. Roger Metzger, 33 is an H, 32 is a 7. Single left, one scores. Other to second. G goes to third, and Gross is a G. So we got runners at the corners with just one out. This has been the story for Marshall all year. Just way more ineffective than he actually was. Here's Cedeno. We don't want to play the infield in. We'll play for the double play. And out at first. Pitcher holds. Runner at third. Runner on first takes second. So 2 down now. Second and third for Lee May with Bob Watson on deck. Watson's a good hitter, so we're not going to walk May for Watson. We'll just take our chances with Lee May. And 35 is a 22, and that's a ground out to the catcher. And that ends the inning. So Marshall escapes with just 1 run allowed. And LA will definitely have the lead going to the 9th. Ken Force will come in to pitch for the Astros as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 24-22. All right. That will go down to 0 after I click roll. Wynn leads off. And he pops out. See, that went to 0. Gotta move that to 2. I forgot. This scoreboard's new, and I'm not used to clicking it to changing it, so I have to get in the habit of that, although I probably won't use it that much with the score up there. So that's a pop out to second, 1 down for Garvey, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Steve Garvey, 13 to 45. He just does not walk that much. 13 is usually a 14 walk, but not for Garv. Ron Say, the Penguin, 1 for 3 with a single, and make it 2 for 4 with 2 singles. And that'll bring up Ferguson, 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. 16 to 28. That's a ground out. That ends the inning. 9th inning now. We'll see what the Dodgers can do with Pachork, who's a poor outfielder. So I'm going to put Crawford in the game and move him to right field and move Ferguson to left field. So let's make those changes for the Dodgers. We're going to move Ferguson to left, and we're going to insert Crawford into right. All right, here we go. Bob Watson, 0 for 3. And 0 for 4 as he grounds to third. 1 down. Cliff Johnson is next. He 1 swing of the bat here. Could tie it up. He's got the power. He singles instead, though. So Johnson is on. And Johnson is a poor base runner, so we need to pinch run for him. How about Dave Campbell? What is his rating? Dave Campbell is a good rate runner. So Campbell will pinch run. Let's put him in the game for Johnson, pinch running. So Campbell's at first, 1 away, tying runs on, 1 out. Doug Rader is the batter. He's got home run power. But he whiffs, 16 to 13. So 2 away now. And Houston is down to their last out. Tommy Helms. The roll is 63-31. That's a flyout. And that'll do it. Dodgers win 3-2. Marshall gets another save. His 24th of the year. Here's the box score. Marshall 24 saves. Zion goes to 3-1. Allowed just 1 earned run and 7. Again, very effective. Home runs in the game by Lee May for Houston and Steve Yeager for the Dodgers. Here is the summary, game summary there. And LA moves to 71-38. They will be 3.5 games now behind the Reds, as you can see right here. Dodgers have won 4 in a row. The Reds won a doubleheader from the Padres earlier in the day. So the Dodgers came into the day 3 back of Cincinnati. The doubleheader win by Cincy, and then the Dodgers win over Houston, pushes them back to 3.5. Houston is 24.5. They're out of it, but that gives you an idea of how the board reader works with NPNG, a very fine game based on the national pastime original game from Clifford Van Beek back in the 1930s. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.